नमस्कार दोस्तों। कहानी हम सबकी में आप सबका प्यार भरा स्वागत है। कैसे हैं आप लोग? उम्मीद करता हूं अच्छे होंगे, अच्छे ही रहना। दोस्तों, आज हम आपके सामने माधव शेणॉय जी की कहानी का पार्ट 3 लेकर आए हैं। पार्ट 2 में हमने उनसे सुना था कि किस तरह से आरएसएस में जाकर उन्होंने कई सारी क्वालिटीज सीखी और उन सारी क्वालिटीज का उनको अपने प्रोफेशनल करियर में बहुत फायदा हुआ। आखिर में हमने उनसे यही पूछा था कि प्रोफेशनल करियर की उनकी जर्नी कैसी रही और रिटायरमेंट के बाद उनकी लाइफ कैसी रही। तो आइए सुनते हैं माधव जी ने हमारे साथ क्या कुछ शेयर किया। सो माधव जी, अभी तक तो ये आपकी जो लाइफ की स्टोरी है उसके बारे में है, बट आई एम श्योर life kind of takes a different shape once you get married and then you have your own family. तो आपका ये शादी कब हुई और उसके बाद आपकी फैमिली में कौन कौन थे? Then how did the life treat you after marriage? What happened?
My marriage was arranged marriage,
अच्छा,
and I am proud to say that the first girl I saw was the
अच्छा,
one
first
was
girl.
my wife. Yeah.
All right,
I have
okay.
not seen any other woman or girl other than
So,
my wife.
Madhav ji, what was the thought? Like, कि अच्छा अब शादी करनी है, तो what is it that you are looking for, in a life partner?
Interesting thing about my marriage, how my marriage was arranged. I just want to
Okay,
tell
sure,
tell
yeah,
you. One day I get a call saying that you have to come to see a girl.
Uh,
So my uncle calls me, and then I go to my boss and tell that I want to go to Mangalore. See, I want to get married, so I want to see a girl. So my boss says, "Hey, why can't the girl come here? Why can't you bring the girl here?" See, what I'm trying to tell you is that my relationship with my boss was such that never a day he wanted me to go out somewhere.
okay, okay.
My my boss always used to say that I am his boss.
अच्छा,
So that was the relation
oh,
I had developed with my boss, and that's how it was. So coming to the point,
yeah,
so somehow my uncle convinced him to give me 3-4 days of leave, and that's how I went to Mangalore.
okay,
Getting down from the flight from Bombay, when I was coming down, somebody asked me, somebody told me that your marriage is already fixed or what?
अच्छा.
Even before seeing the girl.
Who was this somebody and where did this question?
One of the friends.
अच्छा, okay. And where did it come from? Like,
It was already confirmed that I will get married
अच्छा,
to my wife.
हाँ,
So they had already fixed it.
अच्छा,
So my what you call coming there and seeing my or that what you call the program of seeing the girl was just a formality. But
right,
thank God they had selected a proper girl. They had seen the background. They had seen everything. I don't have any regrets now.
sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
And to tell you frankly, my wife has been a companion throughout my life, my married life. She has supported me to all extent, everything in all respects. It is because of her. See, always when you talk about when you are in a purchase department, it is not only you, but your wife also influences your behavior.
Yes.
If your
Yes.
if your
Yes.
wife has demands,
Absolutely.
if your wife has demands, then naturally you as a husband you don't have any other your means of income. If they may be limited, but her demands are unlimited.
Correct. Correct.
So She is also one of the reasons or one of the main this thing behind me. She has always supported. She has always been a very supportive this thing. She never had any demands as such. Whatever we had when we started, also it was not a big salary I had initially, but she has managed within that resources. She has managed. Beautiful. So I should compliment her for her this thing. She's always been with me throughout my this one.
Completely. Yeah, I've seen people, uh, though having those principles, but somewhere, making those compromises because of the domestic atmosphere and the environment and the demands, as you rightly mentioned. दोस्तों, माधव जी की बातों से हमारे जीवन का एक बहुत ही खूबसूरत पहलू उभर कर सामने आया। माधव जी खुद तो बहुत ही डिसिप्लिन थे और प्रोक्योरमेंट जैसे डिपार्टमेंट में रहने के बावजूद भी उन्होंने कभी कोई ऐसा काम नहीं किया जिसकी वजह से उनके चरित्र पर कोई दाग लग सके, और इनका बहुत बड़ा श्रेय उन्होंने अपनी पत्नी को दिया। यहाँ बहुत सारी सीखने वाली बातें हैं, लेकिन अगर हम एक आध दो बातें हैं जिसके बारे में सोचें, तो सबसे पहली बात ये कि उन्होंने कहा कि उनकी पत्नी ने कभी कोई ऐसी डिमांड नहीं की कि मुझे अब बहुत बड़ा घर चाहिए, या हमारे फैमिली के लिए आपको और ज्यादा पैसे कमाने चाहिए, या हमें ये गाड़ियां बहुत सारी चाहिए, या इस तरह की डिमांड। उन्होंने कहा कि अगर ऐसी कोई डिमांड होती तो शायद उनके लिए बहुत मुश्किल होता कि किस तरह से उन डिमांड्स को वो फुलफिल कर पाते। यहां पर सोचने वाली बात यह है कि उनकी पत्नी ने माधव जी को बहुत अच्छी तरह से समझा था। कई बार ये सवाल उठते हैं, जब हम ऐसी बातें डिस्कस करते हैं तो लोग कहते हैं कि इसमें क्या बुराई है अगर कोई डिमांड करे अपने हस्बैंड को, या दोनों आपस में एक दूसरे को पुश करे कि नहीं हमें और सक्सेस पानी है, हमें मटेरियली और आगे बढ़ना है, इसमें क्या बुराई है? कोई बुराई नहीं है दोस्तों, ये सही है या ये गलत है, ये हम बिल्कुल नहीं कह रहे। लेकिन ये जो हमारे जीवन के दो पहिए जिसे हम कहते हैं ना, हस्बैंड और वाइफ, ये जब एक दूसरे को समझकर चलते हैं तब ये गाड़ी बहुत स्मूथ चलती है, और यही बात यहां उभर कर सामने आई है। माधव जी बहुत ही एक सीधे साधे, बहुत ही स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड, बहुत ही डिसिप्लिन इंसान, और उनकी पत्नी ने बिल्कुल बड़ी अच्छी तरह से उनको समझा, और इस तरह जो भी माधव जी ने प्रोवाइड किया बहुत खुश रहीं, और इसी वजह से बहुत ही पीस के साथ माधव जी अपनी प्रोफेशनल करियर कंप्लीट कर पाए, और बहुत शांति से और बहुत प्राउडली वो बजाज से रिटायर हुए। आगे चलते हुए माधव जी ने हमारे साथ बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग बातें शेयर की, और स्पेशली उनके बॉस को लेकर। तो आइए सुनते हैं उनका अपने बॉस के साथ एक्सपीरियंस कैसा रहा था। Uh, one thing that comes to my mind, sir, coming back to your professional life, you said that the relationship between you and your boss was a very cordial one.
More than a cordial one.
More than a cordial one. What did you do, sir, to build and develop such professional relationship? What extra care, what efforts did you put?
I go back to my start in the Bajaj Auto career. What happened was my immediate boss at that time, when I joined the department, he went on tour for 15 days
Okay.
to meet all for a vendor visit. So I had to handle about 600 components,
Oh.
a procurement of 600 components, which he was handling, which I did it without any problem. Though when he came back, there was absolutely no complaints or anything.
Wow.
So that created that impression or this thing that this person can handle. And because of my handling of the 600 components which he's supposed to handle, he could take some other responsibilities.
Yes.
And that is how that relationship developed.
Oh.
So he could rely on me to any extent.
Right.
So over a period of time, that relationship developed over a period of time, and that is how even now also, today also, the same relationship is there. though I am retired and he is also retired, we still call each other. We still have that relation.
Right. So what I understand is that uh, if you're sincere enough
Yeah.
in taking care of the work or discharging your duties,
Absolutely.
that really helps you build those great relationships rather than
Yeah.
looking at doing something
Correct.
which is very transformational and which is very transactional,
Correct.
right? So discharging of your duties sincerely, I think, helps us build great relationships with people.
One incident I still remember, though he was still not my boss, he was the one who was one of the signatory of the purchase orders.
Okay.
Uh, what happened was, in some part of my career, I started handling not the direct components but the indirect components of this one, like the purchasing activity, which is other than the one which goes into a motorcycle parts or anything.
Correct.
So I was head of that section, and my purchase order used to go to him for signature.
Okay.
He always used to say that when I see the signature initial in the purchase order, I can blindly sign the purchase order.
Wow.
That amount of trust and confidence he had on me. And for me also, I have never betrayed his trust. Neither have done anything to betray that trust. It's always important that you should build that relationship with your boss by your work.
Absolutely.
Not with any other.
Correct. Correct. Correct.
Though people say it is chamchagiri and other things, but it is not that. It is something. It's a relationship which develops over a period of time. That confidence, what he has, a person has with his subordinates,
Absolutely right.
that he can take care of anything and everything. Let's highlight. Even when we came to Pune also, the vice president who transferred me from Aurangabad to Pune also had the same, we call him the godfather, because he's the person who shifted me from Aurangabad to this one.
Right.
The same. He also had the same relationship. No, not to the extent what I had with my first boss. First boss is always the first boss, but it's always there. And it's life.
Fantastic. दोस्तों, ये जो एक टर्मिनोलॉजी हम यूज करते हैं जिसे कहा जाता है बॉस, आई एम श्योर यू एग्री विथ मी कि बॉस इज कंसिडर्ड लाइक अ मॉन्स्टर, है ना। जब भी बॉस की बात आती है तो यदि किसी को अगर कार्टून ड्रॉ करने के लिए कहा जाए तो कोई एक भयंकर दिखने वाला कोई एक प्राणी इस तरह से डिपिक्ट किया जाता है हमेशा बॉस को। लेकिन जो माधव जी ने बात कही ये बिल्कुल उससे विपरीत थी। उन्होंने कहा कि उनका अपने बॉस के साथ रिलेशनशिप वाज मोर देन कॉर्डियल, एंड उनके बॉस उनसे कहते थे कि आप कहीं जाओ मत, शादी के लिए भी उनको जाने नहीं दे रहे थे और उनसे ये भी कह दिया कि तुम ही मेरे बॉस हो। दोस्तों, ये कैसे मुमकिन हुआ? ये एक समझने वाली बात है। देखिए, हम तो कई बार बहुत सारे ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस में जाते हैं, लीडरशिप की बातें करते हैं, लीडरशिप क्वालिटीज के बारे में बात करते हैं। हमारा एक्सपीरियंस ये रहा है कि जब भी हम हमारे पार्टिसिपेंट्स से लीडरशिप के बारे में बात करते हैं तो वो यही कहते हैं कि ये सब आप हमारे बॉस को सिखाइए, क्योंकि हमारे बॉस को ये सब नहीं पता, हमारे बॉस अच्छे नहीं है। लेकिन समझने वाली और सोचने वाली बात है दोस्तों कि माधव जी अगर इस तरह से अपने बॉस के साथ इतने अच्छे रिलेशनशिप बना सकते हैं, जिसे हम स्टेक होल्डर मैनेजमेंट कहते हैं, तो क्यों बाकी जगह पर यह मुमकिन नहीं हो पाता, और क्यों बाकी जगह पर बॉस यानी एक मॉन्स्टर इस तरह की एक इमेज बनी हुई है? कहीं ना कहीं हमें लगता है कि हम हमारी तरफ से जो भी हमें प्रयत्न करने चाहिए इस रिलेशनशिप को डेवलप करने के लिए, वो हम नहीं कर पाते हैं। यहां पर जो सीक्रेट है, जो माधव जी ने हमें बताया, वो ये था कि उन्होंने अपने बॉस के साथ इतना ज्यादा ट्रस्ट डेवलप कर लिया था। ऑफ कोर्स ये ओवरनाइट नहीं होता, इट टेक्स इट्स ओन टाइम, लेकिन वो एफर्ट हमें एज अ सबॉर्डिनेट डालने पड़ते हैं। और ये जब एफर्ट डालते हैं, जहां हम अपनी क्रेडिबिलिटी एस्टैब्लिश करते हैं, जहां हम अगर कोई कमिटमेंट हमने कर दिया तो हम उस कमिटमेंट को फुलफिल करते हैं और हमेशा एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के फेवर में जो बातें होती है वो हम काम करते हैं, और जब ये करते हैं ना तो बॉस भी समझते हैं कि नहीं, ये इंसान बहुत काम का इंसान है और वो हमसे कोई खराब रिलेशनशिप कभी नहीं रखेगा। यहाँ तक कि माधव जी ने कहा कि एक बार परचेज ऑर्डर पे जब वो खुद साइन कर देते थे तो उसके बाद उनके बॉस और कुछ पढ़ते भी नहीं थे। इनके इनिशियल्स हैं तो मैं ब्लाइंडली साइन कर सकता हूं, ये कहते थे। ये कितना हाई लेवल का ट्रस्ट है। यदि हम ये कर पाए ना तो हमारे लिए किसी भी कॉर्पोरेट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में 20 साल, 25 साल, 30 साल काम करना कोई डिफिकल्ट नहीं होगा, क्योंकि एनवायरनमेंट हमारे लिए बहुत ही कंड्यूसिव बन सकता है। अब इसके आगे माधव जी ने हमें अपने पोस्ट रिटायरमेंट के जीवन की बातें हमारे साथ शेयर की है, तो आइए सुनते हैं वो क्या बातें हैं। So, which year did you retire from?
Coming back to my retirement, I was supposed to retire in 2019,
Okay.
but I took a premature retirement in 2018.
All right. Okay.
Reason behind that is my parents at that time. There was nobody in Mangalore
Okay.
to take care of
Take
them.
care of them. Oh.
So I took a decision that I will take a premature retirement and go back to Mangalore.
Okay.
This was in consultation with all my brothers and sisters because I was the eldest.
Correct.
And then my son had already settled in Germany,
Germany. Yeah.
or he was already in a job there. There was no other major responsibility as such. So that's how I took a decision. I said, why not? And then at the end of their life, it's always your responsibility, or your this thing towards your parents, because they have done so much for you.
Correct.
This is a very small way. I would say it's a very small way of giving it back to them. I would say it's hardly 1%. I don't think we'll be able to compensate whatever they give.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is what I think it was the right decision I took. It was good that I stayed with them because they're at the end of their span. I could stay. My father passed away in 2021, but at least I can say that I could stay with my parents. My father will take care of him for at least 3 years, 2018 to 2021.
So you fulfilled all those responsibilities right from your childhood. उनका सपना, उनकी ड्रीम, उनको सपोर्ट करना, and then again being with them for those 3 years. Wow.
I cherish that those time which I spent with my father. At least I could be with him and support him.
Must be a very, very happy and proud father. दोस्तों, माधव जी ने एक बहुत दिल को छू लेने वाली बात कही। उन्होंने अपने प्री मैच्योर रिटायरमेंट के बारे में बताया और हमसे कहा कि इसका कारण सिर्फ एक था, क्योंकि वो जाकर अपने पेरेंट्स के साथ वक्त बिताना चाहते थे, जो उनके साथ पुणे में नहीं थे। माधव जी पुणे में रहते थे, उनके पेरेंट्स मैंगलोर में रहते थे। और ये सिर्फ माधव जी के अकेले की सोच नहीं थी, बल्कि सारे ही जितने सिबलिंग्स उनके हैं, सभी लोगों का ये मानना था कि नहीं, माता पिता के साथ वक्त बिताना ज़रूरी है, और इसलिए उन्होंने प्री मैच्योर रिटायरमेंट ले लिया और अपने माता पिता के साथ जाकर रहे। दोस्तों, हम एक बात हमेशा ध्यान में रखें, और वो ये कि जब हम छोटे थे तो हम माता पिता की उंगली पकड़कर चलते थे, और ये एक कंप्लीट सर्कल हो जाता है कि एक वक्त ऐसा आता है कि जब हमारे माता पिता को हमारे सहारे की जरूरत होती है। यदि हम साथ रहते हैं तब तो बात अलग है, लेकिन कई बार ऐसा होता है कि माता पिता मेट्रो सिटीज में हमारे साथ नहीं रह पाते और हमसे दूर होते हैं, तो कम से कम हम इतना तो कर ही सकते हैं कि हम उन्हें रेगुलर कॉल करें। आजकल तो वीडियो कॉल्स भी पॉसिबल है। वीडियो कॉल करें, उनसे बात करें, उनके साथ हमारे जीवन की घटनाएं शेयर करें, फोटोग्राफ्स भेजें। तो ये सारी बातें करने से कम एक कनेक्ट बना रहता है कि नहीं, हम साथ जीवन जी रहे हैं। जीवन के इस पड़ाव में हमारे माता पिता हमसे कोई बहुत बड़े मटेरियल एक्सपेक्टेशंस नहीं रखते हैं। उनकी एक्सपेक्टेशंस सिर्फ इतनी होती है कि हम उन्हें अपना समय दें, उन्हें ढेर सारा प्यार दें। यही बस एक्सपेक्टेशन उनकी होती है। और अगर यदि हमने इतना कर लिया ना, तो मेरा ये मानना है कि एक तो हम बहुत अच्छे कर्म करेंगे एंड वी विल ऑल्सो बी सेटिंग अ ग्रेट एग्जाम्पल फॉर आवर नेक्स्ट जनरेशन। तो दोस्तों, आगे और कई सारी बातें माधव जी ने हमारे साथ शेयर की, आइए सुनते हैं।
Fantastic. And then after that, how did life take different turns in terms of what you have been doing now?
2018, when I shifted to Mangalore, I was not aware as to what I will do there. Taking care of my parents, yes, it is one. But the other time, what should I do? How I should keep myself busy?
Uh,
Then I said, why not I got inspired with my uh, son's father-in-law,
okay.
who is from Bombay. At that time, he was in Chembur and he was teaching Sanskrit
Oh, acha.
in teaching Sanskrit there.
Okay.
Though he is not a full-time Sanskrit teacher, it is his passion.
All right.
He is a entrepreneur by himself,
Sure.
but in the part time, because of this interest, he was teaching Sanskrit in Sura Saraswati Sabha. This thing, what you call Shrangeri Mutt in this thing. There they take classes, Sanskrit classes.
Okay.
Shrangeri Mutt in Karnataka, they conduct Sanskrit courses like Pratama, Dvitiya, Tritiya, different levels of this thing.
Right.
It's for anybody for that matter.
Okay.
It's from the junior most person up to the seniors also. Anybody can attend those classes.
All right.
So he was taking classes there. Also, he was studying there.
Acha.
He was also doing his courses there.
All right.
And that's how I got influenced by him. I said, why not I do study Sanskrit?
Wow.
So I started attending the classes there. They are not every day. It's once, twice in a week. It used to be. So I started attending those classes there. Simultaneously, there was a what we call NGO there called Chetana. I think
Okay.
Chetana, where the what we call physically handicapped people, they have a school
Yes.
there.
Yes.
I said, why not I give some time to them?
Oh,
So
okay.
for almost 6 months to 6 to 8 months, I used to go there. Part time, I used to go morning at 9 o'clock to 1 o'clock. I used to be there.
Okay.
So whatever help they require,
Sure.
in whatever
Sure.
form
Yeah.
of that,
Yeah.
so this is how I spent this one. The other part was there that I used to be there in Mangalore
Hmm.
and then taking care of my parents.
Hmm.
This is how.
तो ये संस्कृत सीखना आपने स्टार्ट किया एट दिस एज। जनरली ऐसा होता है कि लोगों का ख्याल कि अब इस एज के बाद क्या करना है, क्या नया सीखे, क्या पढ़ाई करे। हाउ डिड दैट आई मीन वेयर डिड दैट कम फ्रॉम कि नहीं सीखना है अब, एंड एज इज नॉट अ बार।
नहीं, मुझे लगता था कि सीखना जो है ना वो कभी खत्म नहीं होता है। टिल द एंड आपको आप सीख सकते हैं, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है। इट्स ओनली द मोटिवेशन एंड देयर इज वट एवर यू वांट टू लर्न दैट व्हाट यू कॉल भूख बोलते हैं ना उसको।
हाँ हाँ
कुछ करना चाहिए, कुछ
जी,
सीखना चाहिए,
जी।
कुछ आगे कुछ करना चाहिए, उसके लिए वो होता है। So there is nothing like it. And in between, immediately after I went to Mangalore, I also wanted to do. I want to study German.
अच्छा, wow.
So evening class, there used to be in Mangalore University. There was a German course. So I even attempted that. I completed that
Oh,
German course.
wow.
Unfortunately, the next higher than that, the diploma course there,
Huh.
the further education there were not many students there, so that's how I discontinued. But if
Sure.
there was an opportunity, I would have still continued that.
Wow.
That incentive was what why that incentive of studying German was that my son is in Germany.
Right. Right.
So whenever we go there, at least a
It'll be easier.
basic knowledge of
Yes,
German
yes,
language
yes.
will always help you. No? Any place if you go.
Correct, correct, correct.
So those two things I did.
Wow.
I,
That's fantastic.
yeah.
That's fantastic. So, Abhi, what is it? What is it that keeps you busy now? Uh, what are the current activities?
What happened was in between 2020, uh, when I went there, uh, I got a call saying that since you have gone to jail the during the emergency, so there is a move behind the government wants to give pension to the people who have been jailed during emergency. They had started collecting details of the
Yes,
people
yes.
who were jailed during emergency.
Okay. Right.
So again, the, now I came into contact with people there.
Hmm, hmm, hmm,
So I gave my details
hmm,
to those people there.
hmm.
Okay, that's all. Finally, I thought it's over now. But subsequent to that, what happened was I said, if I've given them the details, what is next?
Correct.
Is there
Correct.
any move subsequent to that? What is going to happen?
Right.
Then I found out that they had given a list of people in all the districts to the government
Hmm,
of the people who had gone to jail,
hmm.
and that list was supposed to be going to the state government,
Okay.
where they could compile a list and uh, initiate for pension.
Right. Right.
So I got involved in that activity in the sense that list was given to the DC, Deputy Commissioner at that time, but there were no proper records available
Hmm,
either in the jail
hmm.
or any other place that these people have gone into
Acha. Okay.
to jail,
Right.
because it's almost like 40-45 years old.
Yes. Yes.
In fact, we even went to the jail there and found out that there is only one record about 20-25 people who are there.
Hmm.
Their record was there, otherwise there was no other record. So I still remember on in 2021 January 3rd, there was a meeting which was with the Deputy Commissioner of Dakshina Kannada.
Acha.
One incident, one small this thing I forgot to tell you. My father,
Huh.
while I was jailed and I was acquitted, what he did was he took a copy of the judgment at that time,
Okay.
thinking that in future, if I go to a government job or any place or anything for that, whether it is passport or anything, there will be a police inquiry and they will say that this person has gone to jail. So that is a black mark.
Correct.
But if I have the acquittal with me,
Wow. So thoughtful.
so that copy is still with me. The 45 years old judgment is still with me.
Yeah.
So I carried that to the deputy commissioner, just like that. I said,
Yeah.
let me go along with him,
Yeah.
along with one more person there. So we were discussing there along with it. He was just saying that there are no records. There are no records.
Yeah.
How can I certify that and send? He was naturally, as a government
Correct.
officer, he doesn't have.
Correct.
Then I produced that my judgment copy and told him, see, this is a judgment copy. So
Right.
naturally, when a person is arrested and he is imprisoned, or if he is acquitted or if he is jailed,
Hmm.
then definitely there will be some records with the judicial department.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So that struck him, and then he spoke to the deputy, what you call the chief judicial magistrate there in Dakshina Kannada, and told him, he I'll send my person there,
Hmm.
and then whether you can share the records with it. Almost 150 people record they could take out from,
Oh,
though the records were not available in the jail at that time. These records could be taken, and then that is how
wow.
he was convinced, and then this list of people who were jailed in emergency in Dakshin Kannada was sent.
Okay. Okay.
So I got more and more involved in this activity. I said, next what?
Yes. Yes.
Even met lot of people, the ministers there,
Okay.
the MLAs there,
Right.
because this giving the pension for the people who were jailed and other facilities during the emergency was a part of the manifesto of the BJP
Acha. Acha.
party in the
Okay.
2018 assembly elections.
All right.
As a part of that, they had started this activity,
Hmm.
but somehow it had lost steam in between.
Okay. Wow.
So somehow it became, when I went into deep into this activity, what I found out was there are almost like 12 states in India where this facility is extended.
Yes.
In Maharashtra also recently they have restarted it. In Madhya Pradesh it is there from quite a long time. In Uttar Pradesh it is there.
Yes.
In Haryana it is there. All these informations, see, net is a place where
Absolutely.
you can find
Absolutely.
out all this information.
Absolutely. In fact, I
I
have
should,
a family friend in Gujarat.
yeah.
So
But
my cousin
unfortunately,
gets that pension now.
no. But Gujarat, even though Gujarat, if you ask me at that time, was not. There was a different government at that time. So this activity of uh, fighting against emergency was not severe
Okay.
to the extent what happened in all over India.
All right. All right.
It was a different government at that time. It was the opposition government, whereas in all other parts of India, it was
It was more
Congress
severe.
government. Yeah,
More
yeah,
severe.
more severe.
All right.
So this prompted me, why not we fight for this activity, and that gave me a purpose in life. I said, see, the point what I am trying to say here is, or why what I'm fighting for this particular cause is, it is not for me.
Correct.
I found out that there are so many people who are affected and who are today are in their maybe 70s or anything, who don't have any facility, who are not economically
Yes.
good, or they don't have that means. And this one, I said, why not I take this
Absolutely.
cause and then this thing,
Wow.
fight for this.
Wow.
So this is how this activity started. The more I got involved, the more I came into contact with lot of people. That gave me another purpose in life.
Wow.
That why not I do this activity.
So it's a kind of a second
The
innings
second innings, yeah.
of
Yeah.
after retiring from the active professional life. Wow. Brilliant. Madhaji, I think there's lots that uh, I have learned today by interacting with you and from your experiences. Couple of things that keeping in mind. Uh, there are so many people today who's in that age group who are working, a professional, and there are also so many people who are maybe on the verge of retirement or have just retired. What would be your message to those two, people? What should one do professionally? Like what, the kind of trust that you earned and the way you have found your life purpose post retirement. What would be your message to these two class of the population?
See, my individual, if you ask me, today society has given you a lot of things because of which we are here. What I am today is because of society. what I can give back to the society in terms of maybe this may be one of the very small things what I'm doing. There are other things also we can do. Like in between 2018, when I was in Mangalore, they also had this announcement of what you call ward committee, which you may be knowing in Maharashtra also. Every ward, if there is a councillor, there is a team of 10 people from different fields,
Okay.
who will assist the councillor or the what you call the ward, the elected member of the municipal corporation to do his activities. So I also applied for the ward member in Mangalore at that time, and then I got selected.
Acha, okay. Okay.
Unfortunately, what happened was last 6 7 months I'm not been able to give much time to that, but that is also one way of
Sure.
giving back. The
Yes.
ward
Yes.
itself, the particular place has got lot of issues. Citizens have
Wow.
got issues in
Yes.
terms of maybe sanitary issues, water problems, road, etc. Any basic issues which are there, which can you can contribute in terms of whatever field you are towards that. So
बिल्कुल
this is one way you can contribute.
बिल्कुल
Be an active member of the society
right right
and see what you are good at,
I think
and
yes
see what some people may be good at teaching.
yeah yeah yeah
So there are a lot of people or what you call children who don't have basic access towards the good education. You can
yes
also help
yes
them there. You can also
yeah
contribute to them.
yeah
Maybe you can start some classes. That is also possible.
yes yes definitely definitely
So depends on your this thing, but there are a lot of ways you can do it.
absolutely
Or maybe professionally you are good. You can also contribute towards the profession also. It's
yeah
not that.
yeah बिल्कुल बिल्कुल क्योंकि कई बार ये हो जाता है ना कि बस अब एक एक वैक्यूम क्रिएट हो जाता है रिटायर होने तक बहुत बिजी लाइफ होती है और उसके
Yes.
बाद सडन देयर इज अ वैक्यूम एंड देयर लॉट ऑफ पीपल वी नो जिनको शायद ये अब नहीं समझ में आता कि क्या
क्या
करें
करें? One more thing I want to add here is, suppose you have a parent with whom you have not spent time. First priority should be taking care of them. That's the first thing,
yes
and then the other things, because they have some expectations
100%
from you.
100%
If you are able to stay with them or be with them for some time during their time, at least that will give them that happiness. Because naturally, when you are working or when you are in a professional life, you cannot be at your
yeah quite
stay with your
natural
family.
yes
Some people get that opportunity, but most of them today in today's they may not be willing to shift to the metros or something because of so many reasons. But this is the time when you are retired or something like that, when you can shift or when you can be with your parents or whatever
right
possible.
right fantastic
One more point I just want to bring forth
yeah
is
yeah
that when I started getting more and more involved in this pension activity,
hmm.
pension to the government,
Hmm.
started communicating. And what happened was, I'm never fond of writing letters to this one, anybody for that.
okay okay
But then I started communicating, I started writing letters. And
oh
you may not believe, I started communicating in a local language,
wow
which definitely I was not very comfortable also.
huh.
And what to write, how to write. Okay, when you are in a professional life, you know what is to be mentioned. But
correct
here, you have to think, you have to see that you write a letter so that give up this thing,
Yes.
that it should
Yes.
go to the point.
Absolutely.
And then one more thing is that, see, I never had any contacts as such. My contacts were restricted only to Mangalore as such.
Right.
But when I started looking into, getting into deeper into this field or this activity,
Hmm.
I said, why not? Then I came to know there is a national level organization for that matter,
Acha.
and there are people in various in the national level as well as in the state level who are doing this activity.
Okay.
So through the net, I could get their yeah, what you call contacts, and then speak to them.
Oh.
In fact, this is the first time I was speaking to them. So it was not, I have never spoken to unknown people or people who are not known to me till now.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
But somehow it made me talk to people, very different people at different levels.
Right.
It can be an MP also. For a small example,
Yeah.
I started speaking to the president of the Lokatantra Senani Sangha, which is a national level body,
Okay.
and who is head of all the Lokatantra Senani all over India.
Yeah.
He is a MP
Acha.
of Rajya Sabha. First time I spoke to him, I made him write a letter to the Chief Minister of Karnataka as well as the Governor.
Yeah.
I wrote to him in Hindi.
Acha. Okay.
First time I am doing all this activity.
All right.
So it gave me more and more. Once I started doing all this activity, it gave me more and more confidence.
Wow.
It's one field where I was a little bit reluctant, in the sense that even in the company or any place, to talk to people in, or unknown people or anything.
Wow.
So I could speak to lot of people.
ये आपको आपको पहले पता था कि आपके अंदर ये भी एबिलिटीज है that you could write letters in different languages, you could talk to people who are at this kind of level, high authority.
नहीं, बिल्कुल नहीं. It was something which I rediscovered.
Wow.
It was a totally different uh, side of life, which maybe it was there
It was hidden
inside me,
somewhere, yeah.
because I still remember my father used to be very forthright, in the sense he could talk to anybody.
Hmm.
He could speak in any language, or
Okay.
even if it is in some other person in टूटा फूटा इसमें भी बात करते थे.
अच्छा.
But very communicative person. He could convince people. He could talk to people. So then I said, ki, when without any background, without any education, if he is able to do it, and if he was so successful, we having basic education, we having so much qualification, why can't we speak? Why can't we go? This is one thing which I rediscovered.
Wow.
And today, for me, approaching anybody, I don't have any fear that I should. I'm approaching so and so person.
Great.
He is so and so. He is so and so. He's a minister. He's a chief minister. He's a CEO. He's X Y Z. No, nothing.
Wow.
So it gave me more and more confidence. It gave me more and more this thing. And what I found out was, when you start speaking to people, then you understand how to talk to people, how to convince people. So this is one thing which has helped me. This activity of mine, one is having a purpose in life, but also brought out this part of mine, what you call this side of mine,
Personality,
personality.
ability,
Yeah,
yes. Wow. Super. So,
I
मतलब,
used to be very hesitant.
Yeah.
If any unknown person, talking to unknown person, what will he think if I talk to him? How should I speak to him? No, today that this thing is broken now.
lovely.
And now it is. I now, in fact, I every day I decide to do something, some activity I want to do. I have not lost hope, though in Karnataka I could not do this activity. But I said, why not help my Goa people there? So what I did was, I decided I should approach them. I approached the people there. They said, okay, we are there with you, but we cannot do it on our own. If you help us, we will come along with you.
Okay.
Then, how to get the appointment of these two governor or as well as chief minister? So it came to my mind that I knew one of the persons in Goa, the Lokatantra Senani, who is also jailed during emergency. And then the Goa governor is also from Kerala.
Acha.
And then I remember that during one of his what you call book, he had written a book on emergency, the Goa Lokatantra Senani, and for that function, the Goa governor was invited. So I spoke to him and asked him whether he can uh, help me in an appointment. He said, fine, no problem. So I could get the appointment of the governor through him. Also, the chief minister appointment I could get through one of the ex-MP of Goa who was stationed in Mangalore during the recent election, Karnataka election.
Acha, okay.
There I met him in one of the functions. Straight away I went to him and told him, this is what I want. This is the first time I was meeting him. He was an ex-MP. But he was very cordial. He said, oh, okay, no problem, I will do it. Because you have to keep talking to them and do all those activities. It's not that easy, but I could manage that.
Wow.
This is what I thought. Why can't I do it?
Absolutely.
Anything is possible as long as you think that you can do it.
Wow. So post retirement, I think it could be a time to rediscover yourself.
Yeah,
you know,
100%.
Maybe you will surprise yourself.
Yeah.
That you can do so many things that possibly you didn't do earlier.
Absolutely.
Wow, that's fantastic. Super.
Sky is the limit for this. You can think of anything, and then only thing is what you have to decide what you have to do.
Yes.
Prioritize what you have to do.
Absolutely right. Wonderful. Madhuji, I think it was absolutely fantastic having this chat with you. Uh, all these experiences, it's so very valuable, and I'm sure lot many people today, after listening to you and your experiences, will gain a lot in terms of professionally what should they do, as a father what they should do, as a son what they should do, and how they can have uh, redefine another purpose after retirement. And thank you so much on behalf of the entire team of Kahani Hum Sab Ki for sharing your thoughts with us and your life story with us.
Thank you for the team for giving me an opportunity to.
It was our pleasure. It was our pleasure. Thank you so much, Madhav. Thank you.
वाह, क्या बात है। माधव जी की पोस्ट रिटायरमेंट की बातें सुनकर तो मैं खुद इतना मोटिवेटेड फील कर रहा हूं कि माधव जी ने जो बातें बताई उससे कुछ क्वालिटीज जो मेरी समझ में आई। सबसे पहली बात तो उन्होंने कहा कि एज इज नो बार फॉर लर्निंग। उन्होंने कहा हम जीवन में हमेशा कुछ न कुछ सीखते रहते हैं। जैसे उन्होंने संस्कृत सीखने की शुरुआत कर दी, जर्मन सीखने की शुरुआत कर दी, तो ये एक बात। दूसरी बात कि उन्होंने कहा कि देखिए हम इतने साल इस समाज में रहे हैं, तो हमारा ये फर्ज भी बनता है कि जिस समाज ने, जिस सोसाइटी ने हमको इतना सब कुछ दिया, अब रिटायरमेंट के बाद हम समाज के लिए कुछ करें। तो उन्होंने उसी को अपना पैशन बना लिया। और तीसरी बात, बड़ी इंटरेस्टिंग बात उन्होंने कही कि उनके अंदर एक वो प्रतिभा थी जो शायद उन्होंने कभी अपने आप में पहचानी ही नहीं, जो कि डॉर्मेंट थी। उन्होंने कहा लोगों से जाकर के मिलना, लोगों से बातें करना, कम्युनिकेट करना, खत लिखना। उन्होंने कहा कि मैं खुद नहीं जानता था कि आई कुड डू ऑल दीज थिंग्स, बट आफ्टर फाइंडिंग इट आउट, आज आप देखिए ना, हमसे बात कर रहे थे लेकिन कितने एनर्जेटिक थे, कितने एंथुजियास्टिक थे, कितने खुश थे। ये अगर हमारी इस तरह की पोस्ट रिटायरमेंट लाइफ हुई तो क्या बात है, क्या कहने। क्योंकि दोस्तों कई बार हमने देखा है कि रिटायरमेंट के बाद ना एक वैक्यूम सा क्रिएट हो जाता है। हमारे पास करने के लिए कुछ होता नहीं है। और कहावत तो आपने सुनी होगी, खाली दिमाग शैतान का घर। धीरे धीरे फ्रस्ट्रेशन आने लगता है और जीवन जीने लायक नहीं रहता। तो आई थिंक ये सबसे बड़ी बात हमने आज माधव जी से सीखी कि हम अपने अंदर की स्ट्रेंथ को पहचानें और उस स्ट्रेंथ के हिसाब से कोई ना कोई काम करें, समाज के लिए, बच्चों को सिखाएं या किसी और के लिए कुछ काम करें। तो हम इस तरह से अपनी एबिलिटीज को कंटिन्यूअसली यूज कर पाएंगे, कुछ ना कुछ नया हम सीखते जाएंगे। तो दोस्तों, ये थी कहानी माधव शेनॉय जी की। आज का हमारा ये वीडियो यदि आपको पसंद आया हो तो इसे लाइक करना बिल्कुल ना भूलें। आपके दोस्तों के साथ, आपके रिश्तेदारों के साथ इस वीडियो को जितना ज्यादा हो सके शेयर कीजिए। हमारे डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स में हमने आपके लिए एक फूड फॉर थॉट लिखा है, उसे पढ़िए और आपके कमेंट्स जरूर लिखिए। और यदि अभी तक आपने हमारे इस चैनल को सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया है तो तुरंत सब्सक्राइब करें, बेल आइकन पर क्लिक करें ताकि हमारे सारे नए वीडियोस आप तक तुरंत पहुंच सके। बहुत जल्द फिर एक बार हम आपसे मिलेंगे एक नए रियल लाइफ हीरो के साथ। तब तक के लिए प्लीज टेक गुड केयर ऑफ योर सेल्फ एंड माधव जी के जैसे खुश रहिए। नमस्कार।